Hey, this is Full Game Prometheus giving you gameplay with the LA Rams playbook on offense and defense. Guys, I'm going to be showing you a couple different gameplays, and one of the reasons why is that I completely just ditched the 43 model for my defense and actually are going with a 34 defense as my base defense. Basically, these are my setups. Conservative for option, tackling I go aggressive, and then I do play around with my flat zones a little bit. Now, majority of the time I'm going to be featuring a 34 odd defense. A lot of times just setting everything up, especially when you're playing draft champions, takes a little time to set up. But one of the base plays, or one of the plays I'm going to call, is going to be a 34. I have a pinch, a 2 defense, and I've also got a cover 3 zone drop defense that I throw in. But as I'm setting up my defense against this guy, I'm not getting things set up correctly, so sometimes I just automatically default to a man coverage just because it's your safest bet. You got guys matched up all across the field. He makes a good read, a late read, but he does make a really good read to be able to get it into a 3rd and 2 situation. Now I go into just a cover 4, and I inadvertently do a blitz, and he actually makes a really good read. He actually hits the flat once again, cut back, and actually gets to the 20, to the 46 right here. So now I've got my defense set up correctly. I've got basically my cover 3 zone drops. I've got the cover 4 as my base, and my base play I call is the free fire, free safety blitz, where I have a rolling defense. This gets another safety down in the box, and it helps me with this. And because I didn't make too many adjustments, I still had a lot of man assignments on that particular defense. I was able to go ahead and take away that little bubble. So right here I go into cover 2. He has a little crosser. He's got basically the area flooded out with 3 different levels. He takes the mid level right there. In a 3rd and 2 situation, I jump into safety blitz, but now I go with a very aggressive man blitz, and I've got basically my Claude flats out there. They're actually at a little bit higher depth, but you can see Claude flat plays perfectly against the rush ball. And as a result, he quits out. So this guy makes 1 turnover on downs in draft champions and actually goes ahead and quits out. So this second game is going to be much better than the first game, guys. I assure you. This guy is a lot better player. It looks a little shaky at first, but you can see some of the decisions that he makes a little bit later on. Once again, this is a little mega scheme that I built out of the Los Angeles Rams playbook. I'll be featuring that particular play, which is the tight flex cross. Really good play, and I'll be featuring some plays I'll be audibling out of into basically here, which is the close single back ace formation. I use it really more for the running than anything else. I don't do a lot of passing in this formation. I just find that the aces got better. And back to this whip route. This guy was playing Mabel coverages on both sides, so he's basically putting Claude flats and deep zones out there, and he's forcing me to go ahead and play in the middle of the field. There he actually run commits, and as a result, all those guys get in the run gaps, and as a result, I'm able to go ahead and get the ball into the end zone right there with a quick touchdown. So feeling pretty good about the previous play right here. Now actually he has a little flood, drops it down to the zone. This guy's running back, Gibson, was very hard to stop, and you're going to see on this play that how he actually goes ahead and cuts to the outside. My defenders all get stuck on their blocks, and Gibson just basically whoop, goes right past my dude. I dive and fall on my face, and he gets an easy 2-play touchdown drive with his first series. So I'm thinking this guy's got a good flash with his offense, and I'm going to have to really pay attention to it. I noticed that he's playing a lot of cloud coverages, so as a result, I go ahead and try to pop him in the middle. If I would have just went ahead and did a streak route, that would have been a 1-play touchdown. Now I jump into basically this ace formation, ace single back, and just try to run the ball against my opponent. So I just want him to respect and run. I'm going to have that run in my back pocket. back to the cross setup with the double whips on the outside. I'm looking left to right. You got the whip on the left side, and everything was pretty much locked up. I did have a crosser over the middle of the field, but I was looking to the sidelines and low, and as a result, I missed that read. So now I go ahead and jump into ace, skinny post. So I'm going to show you a breakdown of this. Hit the little wheel route right here. He missed tackles just like I did previously on the other drive, and as a result, I go up 14-7 against our opponent. So this game is quickly turning into a scoring fest, except like the previous game. So you can see we're both just trading scores. Now I go ahead and jump into cover 4, basically put a little clod flat out there. My defender does not come down the ball. I actually baited him based with the adjustments, and as a result, he catches me off guard. Drops a little screen play off the backside. You can see Gibson gets a nice little block, and then it kind of jumps back right there. So I'm able to go ahead and get a shoestring tackle right there, and you're not going to realize how important it was for me to do that. Now, in the red zone, I like to run a lot of cover 2 or coverages and put clod flat coverages out on the outside, but I actually drop the coverages down so they're a little bit closer to the goal line. So right here, I'll make a really good user tackle, one of the rare situations. He's at the 5-yard line, so I'm going to go and drop that down, those clod flats down to 5 yards. Right here, and I go into the cover 3 drop zone where I've got defensive guys actually drop in the middle, and I actually get a nice little swat animation, pick it off. I was going to try to go ahead and down it in the end zone, but there was nobody in the back there, and actually the computer was forcing me to run out. So then I just took off with the computer. I'm waiting for someone to come out of the woodworks to go ahead and catch him, but it was over with. Savage was down the field, and I go up by another score. So that was a huge play. Because of that shoestring tackle and me tackling him and not allowing him to get in the end zone, and then actually swatting the ball and actually getting a nice little animation like that, as a result, we do that. Now, I want you to watch something. I never adjusted my flats against this guy, so I go ahead with the pressure right here with the cover 4. He actually goes ahead and gets a sack for 3rd and 16, but I'm running those flats on the outside. Look how the guys come down and bite, leaving the seam on the sideline wide open. He sees it. The guy's smart enough, he saw it, and as a result, he actually goes ahead and gets a touchdown. So that was a really, really good read by him to get a touchdown against me. You can see I had to go ahead and adjust my flats right there, and that was just a rookie boot by leaving that way. So my goal on this drive right now is just to basically go ahead, get in scoring territory, go up by 2 possessions. So I don't want to make any stupid plays, give the ball back to him. Right here, I actually check it down to a little hitch route. He pulls himself out of the area. So if he played that tighter, I would have thrown an interception. Now I go back to the wheel slant concept. I actually hit the streak right over his user, and as a result, I get into field goal range. So now I want to try to milk down the clock as much as possible. I don't want to give this guy an opportunity to get a ball and get a cheap score. So I'm just going to go ahead and run the ball and just milk it down. So I get the ball down to about 20 seconds left right here. Looking for the streak. I've got the curl route. I actually come back to the other route, which is a little crosser, and this is when I'm burning timeout. So I want to go ahead and try to go ahead and hit him. He's given me the streak before. He's been playing a lot of Mabel coverages, so I'm going to go and look to Henry over the middle. That's actually covered and picked up. I go back to the crosser, but saw it late. If I would have caught that early, I would have been able to get it in. But I'm going to settle for my 3 points. He can't really do anything with 10 seconds left. As a result, we go in the second half. So now he actually comes out in a little bit more heavier sets, and as a result, I'm going to go ahead and send the dogs after him. He gets a nice seal block off the edge with Gibson. Once again, nice spin move. This guy was really good with his spin moves. He was catching my dude off the mark and stuff like that. Back to the outside. Basically, I've got 2 defenders out there to stop it, but he's picking up 10-yard chunks at a time. Now I go ahead and jump into basically cover 4 coverage, and I back my guys out, and before they roll down, they were able to go ahead and get reset, and as a result, that sealed him up and actually took him out of his running situation. Now he's going into a heavy set, and he goes into a passing formation. He's doing a simple mesh concept. He actually hits the flat off the left-hand side and gets a nice first down right there. So now he goes and trips with a Y flex off the left. He's got an angle route with a running back. I actually get a nice little block shed sack. That's, you know, you can't count on that type of stuff, but it actually comes through. Now I jump into cover 4 with the 2nd and 19 situation, and I'm using the safety right there, and actually he throws right into a seam. Good read, but a little bit of a dangerous pass because I did have a defender there. So now I'm going to go ahead and jump into cover 2 shell because I'm expecting that vert hook to get out into that seam if he tries to go ahead and pop it again. He has a whip underneath it. He checks down to the underneath route, which is an angle. So that was actually a really good read for him. So first down situation. Now I'm going to go and change things up. I want to make sure that if I want to put hard flats out there, I can quickly go ahead and do hard flats because he's been flooding the one area with 3 to 4 wide receivers, and I don't want to give him an easy read. So right here, once again, I've got hard flats out here off to the left. I get a nice little seal with the outside defender to go and stop him from actually picking up any yards. So 2nd and 9 is not what he's looking for. Goes into a bunch set right here. He's got the flat wide open. He takes off this quarterback, throws underneath right in front of my dude. Nice little spoon move, and he actually gets the ball down to the 11-yard line. So good reads, no huddles once again. Probably wants to go back to the well with it. So I should have probably had QB contains out there with this cover 4 shell. So you can see right here he actually takes off this quarterback and throws. Unfortunately for me, I get a nice little deflection. So now we're at the 11-yard line, so I'm going to go and drop my zones a little bit here. Put my zones at basically 10 yards depth. I want those flat zones playing the outside. He goes with a run, spins. I don't know why he was doing that animation, but he picks up about 4 yards. 3rd and 6 situation right here. He actually hits the seam and actually goes in and exposes me and gets a touchdown. So up by 3 points. All I really need to do is work the clock as much as possible. Try to go and get the ball down, not make any mistakes, not throw the ball away or give him an interception. So 2nd and 6 situation, going with the slant streak concept. I've got the wheel on the backside. Threw it a little bit too early. If I wait a little bit more, I'll be able to hit that. And right here, I go ahead and jump into mesh play. And I'm going to go ahead and put a hook curl. You can see these guys come down. They're playing. I'm seeing a man adjustment. And right here, I'm expecting their hook to come back. My quarterback overthrows the ball because I just released it a little bit too late. And as a result, I throw an interception, giving this guy life in the game, giving him a chance to go and score. So he quickly hits me with a quick out because I've got off coverage with this defense. So once again, I had my zone flats at 30. I'm going to go ahead and put these guys at default, so it allows me to go ahead and put a hard flat out there. And right here, you can see he doesn't really have anywhere to go with it, but he throws it up top, and he does not get the swerve catch. So I get a massive EA Madden break right there because that should have been a touchdown. But in that type of situation, it would have been completely bad because it gave me a chance to go and move the ball down the field and score a touchdown with 2 minutes left. So 3rd and 10 situation right here. Basically, I'm going with a curl flat out there to try to mess up his reads. I get a nice little pressure off the edge. And now I'm going to go ahead and send the dogs after him with man assignments. I'm just not going to let this guy dictate how he wants to go with it, so I'm going to go ahead and just send everybody out there. I'm going to put a cloud flat, a soft squat to the outside, so if anybody goes out to flats, and right here the pressure comes in, and as a result, he gets toasted on that. So that was one of the reasons why I jumped into a 34-odd defense, is I like having the instant man, the pressure off the edge with defensive, with basically linebackers that forces him to basically go ahead and defend the pressure, and I can always quickly jump into that pressure real quick, or I can stay with coverages where these guys are dropping back. So as I said earlier before, the best way to run this is that wheel route. The way he was playing his defense with Mabel coverages, I'm just going to wait for that wheel to clear, and right here I'm going to go ahead and get myself into scoring, into field goal range, where I can basically milk this clock, and after that, this guy is pretty much toast. He's done. He's not taking timeouts anymore. He's accepting his fate and let me go ahead and just work this clock down as much as possible. So guys, this is a defense that I'm using. I'll be showing more of this for you. It's a 34-odd defense. And if you want to see how I'm running my offense, once again, it's my Patreon, and I'll feature some more of the plays. So once again, guys, thanks for your support. Until next time.